Way of Water task in Costa Atardecer, Chiapas. Hello there everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at Overfed Gaming. I am the Overfed. We are here at the Sawmill in our Jangsu RX600 attempting to load a pallet of wooden planks. Now we dropped it on the loading deck, but that's okay because we're going to use it for a job at a later date. Now we only need one pallet of wooden planks. We needed 3 initially, but we've already delivered 2. So we only need 1 more and we're going to deliver it to the riverbank. Now, just a short while ago we had a rock slide that was a little bit on this side of the riverbank that we had repaired with our Avonhorn A50, where we brought over fuel and repair parts. And we're basically driving the exact same route. Now, the rock slide that we repaired, you could go around it if you really wanted to. You didn't need to repair it, but it makes it a lot easier because to get to the riverbank in this direction, we'd have to go through a lot of swampy water. Some areas that were quite deep, and it takes a long time. So this is a much better route. So thankfully we got that rock slide repaired, and now we're on the way to finish that. I think it's going to be a pontoon bridge over down by the riverbank. But we got to get there first. We'll find out when we get there. We got just a few little issues along the way. Little things like this, climbing up in the rocks, not much of an issue for the Jangsu. It's just a matter of slowing down a little bit just to get past it. Now the road is quite windy, back and forth, but it's solid and it's dry. We do, however, have to veer off in a little bit and go into the water for a short while, and the same route that we took with the Avonhorn, which wasn't much of a problem for the Avonhorn, but the Jangsu is not quite as powerful as the big truck, and it's going to go a little bit slower, but actually quite well. It goes through the water quite well, deep as it might be. Anyhow, going down these little areas, the road goes back and forth. You just got to go a little bit slower, because if you go too fast and you happen to hit a rock, say when you're going around a corner like this with your left-hand side tire, especially the front one, that could bounce your truck and flip it over. So I always like to preach to go a little bit slower, and if in automatic you're going downhill, if it's too fast, put it in low. Put it in low gear, let the engine and the gearbox hold you back, and makes it for a much easier trip. Anyhow, along the way here, not much of an issue for the Jangsu, not until we get to the water. Now the sawmill where we left was in the top left-hand corner, or sorry, right-hand corner of the map, and we're traveling along the right-hand side almost straight down in a straight line, and we're going about a little bit over halfway where the riverbank is. And actually, once you get to the riverbank, I believe you're not that far away once it's repaired from the garage on the other side. So it does open up the road a little bit. Now over here we have to go into the water, and up along the side, well, the mud's a little bit deep in the water, so you're going to go a little bit slower in certain sections, and that's where the winch comes in handy. As you're driving along like this, you're doing okay and everything is going good, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're just down to a crawl. So you throw the winch out and try and get the nearest tree, and then you go a little bit further until you think you can hit the next tree, and then you just keep doing it, kind of like swinging from vine to vine like Spider-Man. Throw the winch out, that pulls us a little bit faster again. Just like that. There's a few slow areas that's going to test your patience, but if you take your time, you're going to be rewarded. Now we have to go past that little pointy outcropping rock there. And as you can see, there is some rock under the water that is shining through, and it'll give you a little bit of traction if we can get over there. Just like that. just got to use a little bit of a combination of the winch, and I always like to try and drive close to the side where the trees are that I want to winch on. Now we know we're going to have to turn a left here pretty soon. Not over here because we can't get back up on the road. Now the reason we went into the water, and I forgot to mention that, was that there's a bridge along the road, the track that we were going, that's down. And we have to go into the water to get around it. And as soon as we get past the broken bridge part, we can climb back up onto the road and then we'll be okay. And it's just a little bit further past a couple more trees on the left-hand side, I believe. Every once in a while it moves a little bit quicker. But you can see up on the screen, up above the truck, there's a water tower. That's a little community that's just north of the rock slide and then the riverbank where we're going. So we know when we're this close that around this tree to the left is where we got to climb up. Now we could stay in the water if we wanted to and bypass a lot more of this stuff that's coming up, but it'd be a lot slower journey. So over here we're going to get back on the track, having bypassed that broken down bridge. And when we come up to this community here, rather than following the road down to the main road through that community, we're gonna cut in through the backside here where the water tower is and bypassing the main road area, which is several areas there are underwater. So this way we bypass the water. I find that it doesn't seem to make a difference what the maps are like if you see mud, broken ice, water, anything, like even that little bit of water straight in front of us. I will avoid it if I can help it. Now it might not be a problem, but why would you even want to bother to find out? I want to get the cargo delivered, so we're going to bypass that. And here we are up to the bridge that we thought was broken in a breakdown bridge in our last video, but it's not. It's a good solid bridge and we can just fly over top of it. And as you can see, this is much easier than driving all the way through water. Now we still have to deal with a little bit of water. And if we would have stayed in the water past where we climbed out, we could have come in over here. But it's just too slow through the water. Just too slow. Now just up ahead here, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I think it was just up around this corner was where the rock slide was. Right about in this area. So having cleared it, being able to get through this area now without any hassle, rather than driving in the water down below, trying to find a way to get through there, this was definitely the right choice, I believe. Now we have one more little muddy area just before we deliver this, and if and when you get to this task, see if you can get around this water on the right hand side. I went the left and it took a little bit longer than what I had anticipated, but we do eventually get the cargo there. Absolutely awesome. I hope you enjoyed the video and got a tip or a trick out of it. I hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming again real soon. We got some really good videos coming up, so if you don't want to miss out on any of those, hit that subscribe button. Anyhow, in the meantime, you've been delivering the last bundle of wooden planks over to the riverbank with me as your driver, the OpenFed.